In this video, I'm doing yet another product review. I'm reviewing the LeLuv Smart Handheld Vacuum Pump. This is a very nifty little handheld electric pump, and you can actually use it with any size LeLuv cylinder. It seemed really interesting to me, and I've actually been using it for the last few months quite consistently, and I have quite a few thoughts on it. I'll tell you all its features, its drawbacks, and whether you should get this electric pump. It's going to be a very short and sweet video, so let's get started. Okay, so first let's do a bit of a product overview. So this is called the LeLuv Magna LCD Smart Handheld Vacuum Pump Controller, USB rechargeable, programmable, and has a manual mode and a smart mode, which I'll go into a little bit more details in a little bit. You can get it on Amazon for $56.17 for $56 minus shipping. For me, Amazon does free shipping, so it's free shipping for me. So for $56, it just includes the pump. It doesn't include the hose or any other cylinders. Now, it comes in different colors. The one that I have at $56, there's black, there's like purple, red, and white. They're all around like $55. I don't know why they vary in price. In any case, the one that I got was $56. I like this color. It's a solid blue color. It's a handheld, fits nicely in my hand. As I mentioned, it has a manual mode, so you can turn it on. It has a manual mode, but it also has a smart mode. Now let's go ahead and do a more in-depth review. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a more in-depth product review. I'll let you know basically all the things that I liked about this this product and how I think it could be better. So first of all, it's a USB chargeable, so you can plug in the USB charger here, and it charges. It's quite nice. The downside is that sometimes you forget to charge it, and but for that, I think you can always have a handy hand pump. So that's kind of one of the downsides of charging. It does have a little battery indicator, so you can see the little LCD. What it looks like has a little battery indicator at the top. Next, when you are applying the pressure, it shows you the pressure using this kPa, right? Which is different than what the manual pumps. So the manual pumps shows you inches in mercury, whereas this shows you kPa, which is one of the things I really don't like. Is I really wish that there was a way to switch between kPa in inches of mercury. So what I ended up having to do is essentially memorize, what are some of the inches of mercury in the kPa value. So for example, in my routine, I start off at 5, I'll do that for a few minutes, I'll go up to 7, I'll do that for a few minutes, 8 a few minutes, 9 about 10 minutes, and then finish it off around 10. And so I basically had to memorize exactly what the mappings were between the kPa and inches of mercury. So that was one of the problems. I really wish that it either came in just inches of mercury, or that there was a way to toggle between kPa or inches of mercury. The great thing that I really like about this is that it's not attached to the cylinder, and it's handheld. So you can basically attach the hose. You have to buy the hose separately, and then you can use basically any cylinder size that you like. So this is my LeLuv 2.125. It's quite nicely, I basically do a lot of pumping for enlargement and for sex, try to impress the ladies. And in any case, yeah, so I love that because you can basically just buy the pump and then buy whatever cylinder you like, and you only have to buy the pump once. You don't have to, you're not stuck with a particular cylinder size. So that's really great. I highly recommend that, just simply alone because of that. Another thing that's great is because when you're using the manual one, and say you lose a little bit of pressure, with the manual one, you have to manually keep adding vacuum. Whereas with this, it essentially maintains the vacuum that you set it at. So let's say that I want 5 inches of mercury. I have to figure out what the kPa value is, and I have to set it, and it automatically maintains that, which is really nice, right? Because you don't have to manually sort of pump to maintain the vacuum pressure, which is great. It also has this little release button. So essentially, to be quite honest, I mainly only used it for in manual mode, because like the smart mode is honestly not very good. So make sure you check out this other video where I actually review my favorite pump of all time, which is the DP4000. I still love that pump, but I'm starting to use this a lot more than the DP4000, even when going on dates. It's simply because I'm lazy and I like to essentially I like to lay down a little bit, kind of like, lay down a little bit more. It's a little bit more comfortable when I'm pumping with this, whereas sitting on my desk chair when I'm pumping with the DP4000, because the DP4000 has to be like on has to be connected to the computer. I have to operate the software. It's a little bit more, complicated. However, the DP4000 has much better interface and programmability. Like this, you can't really program it. Like what I recommend doing is called pulse pumping, was essentially, you go up to a certain pressure. Let's make sure you watch the DP4000 video for my explanation of pulse pumping. But essentially, you go up to, say, like 5 inches of mercury. You stay there for like a minute. You go down to like 2 inches of mercury. You stay there for like a couple seconds. You go back to 5. You do that for about 10 minutes. Then you go move up to 7, and you basically have that cycle. You go to 7 inches for mercury for like a minute. Go back down to 2. Go back. And the smart mode for this one is not nearly as good. So it has different has like 6 different smart modes, but I found it to be quite buggy. So for example, I'm trying to, like, I could only go up to, like, I believe was like 7 inches of mercury. I couldn't like program it for more than that. So it does have sort of like a pulse pumping mechanism where I could theoretically set it at like 7 or 8 or whatever, and then it will essentially cycle to that value, to that pressure, hold it for 1 minute, and then release it, and then build it up again. Which would have been great if it actually worked, but it actually doesn't work. Like, I don't know if there's some sort of safety mechanism or whatever, but I couldn't get past, I believe, 7 inches of mercury. So I cannot like use my pulse pumping for the higher pressures, which kind of suck. With the DP4000, I was able to do that. So that's one of its downsides. Is like, I don't think it's just my version, because it just was very, very buggy. Like, the smart mode was very buggy. It didn't really work. So I ended up just using the manual mode a lot more. So what I really wish, and it's something that I actually think the DP4000 could also improve upon, is for me to actually be able to program it and upload the routine. And maybe not even that, but number one, like fix all the bugs, like make sure that the smart mode actually works, that I can go up to like 10. I believe the DP4000 has a 13 inches of mercury limit. And what I really wish is that I'm able to, say, program a 30 to 40 minute routine in which I start at 5. I cycle through that, I pulse through that, then I go up to 7, I pulse through that for 10 minutes, 8 pulse through that for another 10 minutes, 9 pulse through that another 10 minutes, and then 10 pulse through that another 10 minutes. Or I could literally just, I like to just put like a little bit of porn and run my routine. I don't really want to be looking at the clock and doing all this stuff. Like, that would be great. The downsides of using the manual mode is that, I'm essentially not doing pulse pumping, which can lead to more edema and a lot more discoloration and more like, so that's the only downside, is I really couldn't get pulse pumping to work. So but I still alternate. Like, I don't mind a little bit of edema, especially because, like, I'm going on a date. I'm trying to impress a date. Like, I really don't mind some edema. Sometimes though, that edema is too squishy, and I much prefer like the way that the pump feels with the DP4000. So if I could get a way where smart mode actually works, and it would be amazing if it was actually programmable, such that I'm actually able to do that sort of type of routine, because that's the most optimal routine. That would be great. This will make it like a must have. So for all those product makers out there, get in contact with me. I have tons of ideas as to how we can make this product a lot better. So as for now, I think I would still recommend it. I think it's quite ergonomic. It's a lot more comfortable than like struggling around with this. It's not as, with the DP4000, it's super automatic. It's almost handless. Like, you just literally, you're just messing around with the cylinder. Whereas with something like this, you're sort of messing around. You turn it on, then it starts pump. To create the pressure, you put the cylinder on, and you have to stop it right with the button again. Whereas with the DP4000, it's a lot more automatic. So, all in all, the DP4000 is still a lot better than this, but not by much. I really feel like if this device could mimic a lot of the features that the DP4000 has, and even better, that this would be a must-have. Even then, I still would recommend this product. It's definitely an improvement over something like the handheld pump. It's definitely a lot better than that. And I think you can always get, you can get used to doing the mapping between kPa, the conversion between kPa and inches of mercury. That's just kind of annoying. But overall, I would recommend it. So go ahead and grab yourself one. I use it quite consistently, especially when I'm feeling lazy. Sometimes my back is hurt, so I don't want to be on my on my desktop chair. And if you can afford it, I think the DP4000 is still better, but I think this is the second next best electric pump out there. So yeah, there you go. Grab yourself one of these. It's awesome. It's quite ergonomic. The smart mode is not very good, but it's worth it just alone for the manual mode. And there you go. That's my review on this little smart electric pump. And there you go. Yet another product review. I've been getting a lot of great feedback on this product reviews. I tend to review products that I actually use myself consistently, and so I try to be as honest as I can be. I'll go ahead and leave links for the electric pump down in the description below so that you can get it yourself. I do recommend it. I think it could be better, but I think it's quite good for what it is. But hey, product makers out there, I think there you go. I gave you some solid ideas on how you could possibly improve this product. In any case, if you enjoyed this product review, please make sure you support me by smashing that like button, smashing that subscribe button. Let's go ahead. Let's keep the channel growing. It helps keep me motivated. I do this PE as a hobby. I do this channel as a hobby. So for me, it's just the fun and getting those subscribers and likes up. And if you want to see more of this type of videos, please make sure you leave a comment below, letting me know what you think of this video. And if you like this video, please make sure to check out these other videos, which may be relevant to you. And I'll see you next time. Peace.